Hello friends, in last video we have seen about arrangements of electrodynamic wattmeter. In this video we will continue with wattmeter connection and scale. A wattmeter can be connected in a circuit in two ways. In figure you can see the current coil is connected across the terminals AB, while the pressure coil is connected across terminals CD. Here you can see current coil is connected, CC is current coil is connected between terminals AB, and PC, that is pressure coil, connected between C and this side D. Okay, same here, between AB current coil is connected, and between CD, this here C and D, here pressure coil is connected. The supply voltage is applied across terminal A, while a load is connected across terminal B. So supply is connected at A side and load is connected at B side. Same for both diagrams or both configurations. So here in first configuration, figure shows that the pressure coil is connected on the supply side. Here pressure coil is connected on supply side. Okay, and hence the voltage across pressure coil is greater than the applied across the load, with an amount equal to the voltage drop across the current coil. Okay, this one. The instrument with this configuration means the power loss across the current coil and denoted by I square R CC. Okay, I square R is the loss and CC is for current coil. This connection is suitable for small value of load current, as low value of load current results in low voltage drop across the load, which results in a small error. Now we will see for second configuration. The figure shows that the current coil is connected at the supply side, and hence the current coil carries a larger current as compared to the load current, with an amount equal to the current drawn by the pressure coil current, that is IP. In this configuration, the wattmeter measures the power loss in pressure coil as well as the power across the load. This method of connection is preferred when the value of load current is large, which results in a smaller pressure coil current as compared to the load current. Due to this, the power loss in pressure coil will be very small, resulting in a small error. Now we know the equation about the deflection torque. In that we have seen theta equals to k1 sorry theta equals to k1 p dm by d theta. Okay, and from this equation we can say the deflection of the wattmeter is in direct proportion to the power, that is P. The range of the instrument for which dm by d theta is constant the scale will be uniform. Okay, the scale of wattmeter is so designed that m varies linearly. Okay, for dm by d theta, here the scale of wattmeter is so designed that this m varies linearly with theta over a range of 40 to 50 degree on either side of zero mutual inductance position. We can see in the figure variation of m with theta you can see. So here m is designed scale is designed such that the m should vary linearly with theta over a range of 40 to 50 degree on either side of zero mutual inductance position. Now here you can see m mutual inductance, and on this side deflection, that is theta. On y-axis mutual inductance, on x-axis deflection theta. Okay, now to cover this entire scale range, the position of zero mutual inductance is kept at its center and thereby making it uniform for a range of 80 to 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this is about the wattmeters connection, that means configuration for current coil as well as pressure coil, and scale, that is uniform for that linearity of m with theta. So now we will see some numericals. So here calculate the phase angle between the voltage and current of wattmeter if AC power delivered to the load is 200 watt for an applied voltage of 150 volt. Assume the load current is 2.1 ampere. Okay, so here given data is P equals to 200 watt, that is power delivered to the load. Then V is 150 volt, that is applied voltage, and load current is 2.1 ampere, that is I equals to 2.1 ampere. So we have to calculate the phase angle between voltage and current of a wattmeter, that is phi. We know that the power for electrodynamometer wattmeter is given as P equals to VI cos phi. So if we substitute the values in this equation, then we will get, on left side P is there, so value of P is 200 watt. On right side value of V is 150, I is 2.1, and cos phi we have to find out. So from this equation we can write equation for cos phi. So for cos phi we have to move these values. So for cos phi 200 by 150 into 2.1. If you calculate this one, we will get cos phi as a 0.635, and from that we have to calculate angle phase angle between voltage and current of a wattmeter. So we can calculate that one from cos phi. So phi equals to cos inverse of 0.635, and we will get phi equals to 50.58 degree. That means the angle between voltage and current, okay, suppose these are the two quantities, voltage and current, so angle between these will be 50.50 degrees. Then we will see another example. A wattmeter is designed to give FSD, that is full scale deflection, with a current coil and voltage coil current of 1.5 ampere and 1 milliampere respectively. Calculate first one, maximum power which can be measured by the meter, and second is voltage applied to the moving coil circuit when power dissipated in a load of 2 ampere is measured and the meter indicates full scale deflection. The phase angle is given, that is 55 degree. The fixed coil and moving coil resistances of the meter are given as 0.7 ohm and 150 kilo ohm respectively. So here given data is given values are current flowing through fixed coil or current coil, that is 1.5 ampere, that is IC. Then current flowing through voltage coil or pressure coil, that is IP, given as 1 milliampere. Then resistances are given. Fixed coil resistance RC is given as 0.7 ohm and moving coil resistance, that is RP, is given as 150 kilo ohm RP. So we have to calculate two parameters. First one, maximum power which can be measured by meter, and second is voltage applied to the moving coil circuit. So first we will see maximum power measured by the meter. So voltage across load we can calculate as V equals to IP into RP. So we know the values of IP and RP. Substituting the values, V equals to IP is 1 milliampere and RP is 150 kilo ohm. So for 1 milliampere 10 raised to minus 3 is there, and for 150 kilo ohm per kilo it is 10 raised to 3. So there will be multiplication of only values, 150 into 1, that is 150 volt will be the unit. Now the maximum power can be obtained when cos phi is 1. In that case P equals to Vi. So here we know the equation P equals to Vi cos phi, but we are considering that cos phi is 1, because when cos phi equals to 1, at that time we will get maximum power where I equals to IC. So if we substitute these values, P equals to V 150 volt and I, that is IC, is 1.5 ampere, we will get power as a 225 watt, that is power. Now second part that we have to calculate voltage applied to the moving coil circuit. So we have the data, that is phase angle is given as 55 degree and power dissipated in a load of 2 ampere. So that is load current is 2 ampere. We know that power for electrodynamometer wattmeter is given by P equals to VI cos phi. If we substitute the given values, we can write P is 225 watt and on the right side we have to calculate, and I is given, that is 2 ampere, and cos phi is given as 55 degree, that is phase angle. So here after this equation we can write equation for V. Okay, for V it will be 225 upon 2 cos 55. So cos 55 will be 0.574. So later 225 by 2 into 0.574. After calculating we will get V voltage, that will be 195.99 volt. So we will get this voltage for moving coil circuit. So these are some numericals based on the wattmeter, electrodynamometer wattmeter. So in this video we have seen about the wattmeter connection, that means configurations. There are two configurations for the connection of wattmeter. Then we have seen variation of mutual inductance with the theta, that is the, we can say, so we have seen the range of instrument for which dm by d theta is constant. The scale will be uniform. Okay, so theta is the deflection and m is the mutual inductance. So we have seen variation of inductance with respect to the deflection, that is theta, and we have seen some numericals here. In the next video we will see some errors, because practically some errors always exist in the instruments. These errors may be due to various factors. So the factors causing the errors in electrodynamometer wattmeter we will discuss in the next video. Thank you for watching the